Hello, once again, everybody. It's your boy, Mr. David Desert Fire. And today I have a game theory. Now, I haven't done these in a hot minute. But before I do that, let's take a moment to appreciate my brand new OC right here. As you can see, I gave him long hair because personally I like the idea of having longer hair. I think it looks badass and sexy. Sadly, I don't have this kind of hair in real life. I have kind of like a mini afro going on. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So, in today's game theory, we are going to be discussing Brentilda, who is Gruntilda the Witch's nice and only nice sister from the 1998 video game Banjo-Kazooie. This game was a big part of my childhood growing up. I was so excited when I first got it. I thought this was one of the best games to ever come out on the Nintendo 64. Now, the theory for today is about what happened to Brentilda after the events of this game. Brentilda the Witch was Grunty's only kind-hearted sister, who ultimately betrayed Grunty by telling Banjo-Kazooie her deepest, darkest secrets, preparing them for a quiz near the end of the game. Now, I've played this game so many times. In fact, the very first time I played it was sometime during the early 2000s, right around the time Banjo-Tooie had already came out. And in the last two games that I've played, Brentilda was nowhere to be found. She's not in Banjo-Tooie, and I have not seen her in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Which leaves me to wonder, what happened to her? Gruntilda the Witch, who is the person you see right here, is a very evil, selfish person. Okay, I didn't realize how evil she was until just recently when I found out she turned a well into her personal garbage disposal. This is Clanker. He most likely used to be a normal well until Grunty got a hold of him and turned him into a cyborg. If you look at his side right there above his fin, you can see rotting flesh right there on the side. Flesh right there. He was turned into a cyborg by Grunty, and she turned him into a garbage disposal. He lays there in dirty water, trapped in that big room, eating trash his whole life. And I didn't notice it till someone pointed out that you can see the red veins in his eyes, probably showing how miserable he is. Now you're probably wondering, what does Clanker have to do with Brentilda? Well, simple. If Grunty is evil enough to turn a whale into a cyborg who spends his whole life eating garbage and swimming in dirty water, then there's a good chance that she could be evil enough to kill her own sister. Let that sink in for a second. We actually see this evil happen in front of our very eyes in the second game, Banjo-Tooie. In Banjo-Tooie, Grunty hosts yet another quiz game, and both Banjo-Kazooie and her two sisters are standing underneath a 1-ton weight. And with Banjo-Kazooie ultimately being the winners, both of Gruntilda's sisters are crushed to death as a result of losing the game. Okay, the fact that Gruntilda the Witch went through with this, crushing her own sisters like that, just for losing the game, not giving a single damn. So if she's willing to kill the two sisters that helped her from underneath the rock at the beginning of the game, then wouldn't it be possible that she also killed Brentilda just before leaving Spiral Mountain? I mean, it would make sense because, again, we do not see Brentilda ever again after Banjo and Kazooie. And no one talks about her really in the upcoming games. And so, my theory is that Gruntilda the Witch killed and murdered Brentilda as a way of getting revenge for helping out Banjo and Kazooie. Grunty also took her revenge out on Cheeto, who is her spellbook, who gave away spells to help Banjo and Kazooie in the first game. She whipped out his pages and spread them all across Isle o' Hags into different worlds. So yeah, I believe Brentilda was most likely killed and murdered, which is a damn shame because she did not deserve that. Another theory I may have, though, and this is more positive, is that what if Brentilda left Grunty's lair after Banjo and Kazooie? Because Gruntilda the Witch was buried underground for 2 years. So, wouldn't Brentilda have fled the lair by then? Maybe move on somewhere else? I mean, I know we don't see her in Isle o' Hags anywhere. We don't see her anywhere. But still, you can't help but wonder if maybe she moved out after Gruntilda the Witch lost her fight against Banjo and Kazooie in the first game. So, we pretty much narrow it down to 2 possible theories. 1, Brentilda the Witch was killed. Or 2, she left Isle o' Hags and is living somewhere where nobody can really find her or see her. Okay, it's all a myth at this point. So with that said, I'm Mr. David Desertfire. I hope you guys like this theory. Let me know if you guys ever want me to do any more theories or have an idea for future theories. But for now, I'm Mr. David Desertfire, and I'll see y'all next time. Shalom, macaron.